You at the right place, and you're definitely at the right channel. Bond First TV, I'm Snake Eye, your favorite blogger's blogger. Rest in peace to Lesandro Jr. Guzman-Feliz. Moment of silence while we drop these bombs for Junior. Let's go right into it. Murdered Bronx teen Lesandro Jr. Guzman-Feliz laid to rest in a tearful funeral service as community calls for justice today. More than 1,000 mourners packed into Our Lady Mount Carmel Church in the Belmont section of the Bronx Wednesday morning to pay their respects to Junior, the 15-year-old boy who was murdered last week at the hands of a machete-wielding street gang. Was felt nationwide. Pallbearers included the victim's father, Lesandro Guzman. He wore a Yankees jersey as they laid to rest the innocent teenager who had a dream of becoming a police officer and fighting crime. The killing, thought to be the result of a case of a mistaken identity by the violent Trinitarios gang, resonated with superstars including Jay-Z, Beyonce, Carmelo Anthony, and Rihanna, who all spoke out. Can't stop thinking about this poor baby boy and how his family must feel right now, Rihanna wrote on Instagram. I'm sincerely praying for your healing and justice for Junior. Guzman Feliz's funeral procession made its way from Ortiz Funeral Home on Grand Concourse and East and 192nd Street toward the 187th Street Church at 9:30 a.m. Guzman Feliz family packed the first five pews. Fellow cadets of the innocent victims, NYPD law enforcement explorers attended the funeral in uniform with tears streaming down many of their faces. Guzman Feliz's body laid in a closed casket at the altar draped in a white sheet. Many mourners wore t-shirts with his photo and messages like Forever 15. And the passage read, "Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, and always near. Still loved, still missed, and always near." Again and again, we have gone through so many tragedies in this country and in the Bronx, Father David Guzman told the congregation in Spanish. He urged young people in attendance to take a stand against the kind of violence that saw a group of at least a half dozen men brutalize Guzman Feliz, first attacking him in a bodega, then dragging him into the streets where they beat and stabbed him in plain sight. A horrific act that was captured on several videos. So far, 8 men, and I told y'all yesterday, have been captured and charged in connection to Guzman Feliz's murder. It's believed that they mistook him for an unidentified man who appeared in a sex tape involving one of the attacker's relatives. To protect the life of our people, to be on watch at all times to prevent another tragedy is possible. Brothers and sisters, to prevent it, we have friends, social media. We know how, he said. Young people here, take courage. The priest nodded to the habit of taking out a cell phone rather than action when violence occurs. As we say in New York, if you see something, say something. Don't just take the video, do something, the priest continued. Across the country, supporters offered their condolences on social media under the hashtag Justice for Junior. Toward the end of the ceremony, churchgoers started a chant of Justice for Junior. Near Junior's home, hundreds of community members gathered outside the deli where he was attacked and more outside of St. Barnabas Hospital where he staggered towards the emergency room bleeding to death. Young men close in age to Junior expressed heartbreak and rage that one of their peers met such a tragic, unnecessary fate. They need to do more for the Bronx. They did stuff for Queens. They did stuff for Brooklyn. They did stuff for Manhattan, said Mark Perez, 17. Why is there no love? Why is there no purpose for us? We just get shafted all the time. You're doing nothing for these kids but feeding them to the streets. Bronx youth have been invited to the ceremony on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. in the church to speak about how they can come together to empower rather than harm one another, said Bishop Gerald Watts. It means making sure the hearts and minds of our young people are filled with purpose and are filled with love, saying no to violence, which is just a fake substitute for purpose and meaning, Walsh said. So far, 8 men have been charged in connection to Guzman-Feliz's murder. It's believed that they mistook him for an unidentified man who appeared in a sex tape involving one of the attacker's relatives. Again, we spoke about that. They have 8 men in custody now. If to my understanding, 6 of them will be transported back, expedited back to New Jersey, and the other 2, I believe, will stand trial in the Bronx. We just want to say RIP to Junior, Lesandro Guzman-Feliz, and to all the youth out there, let them know that all these young men that attacked this young man, all of them were very, very young as well. I think maybe the oldest maybe in like 24. But just violence isn't the key. Like you said, is no, you have to have compassion and empathy for your fellow human being, whether you don't agree or you do agree. When it comes to a situation, learn how to resolve those situations in a better manner than what these young men were taught. Also, in these communities that are gang infested, try your best to keep a strong hand over your child. You never know what they're doing when they're out of your presence, but do your best as you can as a parent to make sure that they don't fall down in street life, because we all know when it comes to the street life, nothing gonna result in it but jail and death. I mean, as you can see, these young men aren't dead, but they're definitely in jail, and they probably will be facing that death penalty. I mean, was a senseless crime. That they killed Junior. Their family is hurting. Junior's family is hurting, and it makes no sense for all us to lose all these young people, because if they're locked up for life, their family lost them as well, and Junior family shouldn't even have to go through this. Like I said, if the tape was put out by this young man and they resulted in a mistaken identity, I mean, they shouldn't just went down and tried to kill anyone. I mean, what is going on with the tape? What is going on with the female? But we're not going to put any blame. We're just going to make the necessary changes to keep the world positive and to show that, you know, when there's a situation going on, you don't have to result in killing that person. First thing you do, well, oh, we gotta kill him, we gotta kill him. I mean, that makes no sense. You are throwing your life away. When I guarantee you, when them young men be behind prison for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and them years start rolling off and them visits start becoming less and less and less, I guarantee you they gonna hate what they did to Junior, and they gonna really regret it. And I mean, but you can't bring Junior back. We respect justice and swiftly for Junior. I mean, because this was an unfortunate case of mistaken identity. But whether they killed Junior or killed the guy that actually posted the video, it still doesn't make it right. Even if he posted the video, it still doesn't make it right. I mean, he shouldn't have posted the video, but I mean, it still don't make it right. So I just wanted to say RIP to Junior, rest easy. And this is the funeral of Lesandro Jr. Guzman-Feliz. Make sure you hit that bell to subscribe to get notified every time we upload on Bomb First TV. I'm your host, Snake Eyes, your favorite blogger's blogger. And again, y'all keep the kids under your wing. Teach them the right way. Empathy, sympathy, respect for their fellow man. This is Bomb First TV. Snake Eyes signing out. Yes, sir.